Welcome to episode 4 of Ask the Raw Squad, where you guys ask questions and we give diverse but probably still terrible advice. Featuring eldest sister Brittany, middle sister chronically Lindsay, and twin Amelia, and me, Heather. The first one is just a funny one. I have no idea who it came from. It just says, how come you're all blonde in the photos?
We were blonde as children. Now I think I'll have our natural hair color.
This is my natural hair color. And
Right.
then down here is highlights.
Natural and some sun.
We're blonde children, the end.
Well, no, we do have photos where all of our hair was dyed blonde at once. In 2010, we all dyed our hair blonde, but also sometimes we just think it's funny to all have the same hair color or to all do one weird thing. In 2004, we all dyed part of our hair pink, and that was hilarious, and maybe we'll do it again.
Maybe 2 years ago, we all took pictures in the same crop top. Well, I didn't look great in it. I don't know about everybody else.
Also, we just all took pictures together dressed as flowers.
Okay, also with the flower photos, can you insert the cutest one, which is our stepdad fixing our dad's flowers?
Real men fix other men's flower crowns.
Without telling the world they were broken.
Both of our fathers need a shout out because we gave mom gigantic shout outs and nothing for our dad. So da 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 da. We love them. If you won the lottery, what would you do with the winnings?
I would definitely have a farm with a bajillion alpacas on it, and it would be great. But I'd also hire other people to take care of the alpacas because I'm lazy. Other than that, I would probably donate to some of like my favorite charities. Those are my two main things. Probably adopt a lot of dogs. That's coming. They'll be on the farm. They'll take care of the alpacas.
Nice, like alpaca sheepdogs.
Yeah.
I think I would make the Platter House great again.
Platter House is a restaurant that our family owned.
So I think the Platter House, that building is really weird now. It's currently, it costs about $1 million to buy, I think, but it's huge. It's right on the water. There's a lot in it. It's kind of falling down and people did weird renos to it, but it's so big that you could make so many different things in there that Surrey needs, like a real gym where you're overlooking that water. You could get one of the kayaking or paddle shack places on board with renting out of there as opposed to on the boardwalk. They could do both if they wanted. And you could have a cafe, and you could probably put something else in there too because it's so big. It could be like a real actual community center for Surrey that had a lot of diverse stuff happening the way Stratford does.
Put Artisans on Main in there.
And Becky Kozak's Creamery.
No, I mean, you and I have top secret plans about some kind of thing that we want to build. I'm not going to discuss that because someone would steal the idea and the name if we talk about it for sure.
My money would go towards the top secret thingamajig.
What's the top secret thing? Do I know what it is?
You have to know what it is. We'll tell you afterwards.
Okay, good.
Yeah, property in Prince Edward Island. Maybe property in Scotland as well. Maybe something up in the Isle of Skye. Ross Homestead. Oh, Ross Homestead. Yeah.
I'm not ever going to buy property. I'm going to squat at my mother's until the day I die.
Smart.
No.
Yeah, and probably education funding for whoever in my life needs it. I would say there's lots of people who would do further education in my life if they could afford it. So that's where my money would go.
I would probably build my cottage on PEI and then invest the rest so that I could make more money off of it rather than spend it. And then with the money I made off of it, I would probably donate back into the Bungtow Orphanage that I help with here. And I don't know, help supply the local food bank here and at home, and yeah, just that sort of stuff. And build a boat with Townie.
What kind of boat?
Townie has a cool boat that he's already making the plans for us. So I don't have to know what it looks like. I just have to trust my man.
Do you think people are going to be like, oh, they all said charity?
We're not all self-centered.
Yeah, I mean, I'm deeply self-centered. I'd still give to charity.
We are all self-centered.
I was going to say, well, actually,
charity.
yeah, you could do both. This question is from Pancakes the Cat. If animals could talk, who would be the rudest?
Obviously cats, they already give very few fucks about us. You can tell that they would be sassy if they could.
I don't think you can say an entire species. That's pretty speciesist, Lindsay.
You met cats?
What about Biscuit?
Oh, Biscuit would be the biggest brat of all.
No way. I love Bad Biscuit.
Brittany would just be shit talking with Biscuit.
Yeah. I think I'm down for these talking asshole cats.
You guys already probably know my answer, but specifically one animal, that animal being Ginger.
Yes, Brittany?
Monkeys. Everybody really hates monkeys. No one really likes monkeys. And if you're like, oh yeah, monkeys are cool, you have obviously never seen one or been attacked by one.
And also, like, you're not talking like apes or orangutans. You're talking about those shitty little monkeys.
Talking about shit monkeys.
I would like to confirm, monkeys really do suck. Monkeys in real life, they're actually the worst. And you would hate them. You only like them because you've never met them.
I took Lindsay and Lucas to see monkeys when they were here. And like, there was a couple little ones that were really scary.
Do you remember when we were hiking in Thailand with their friends and then we looked up and there was monkeys in the trees and we're like, oh, weird. And then our friends were like, okay, we have to go. And we're like, why? And it's like, oh, the monkeys are chasing us. And then we have to run down the mountains because the monkeys were chasing us.
I think the conclusion of this is cats and monkeys would be the rudest, but cats we would hang out with and monkeys we would run from. We have 2 hair questions that came from people personally asking about their own hair, except for that they did not say who they were, and they put it in the Google form. So instead, we're going to make it general. So a hair dye virgin asking, is now the time to dye your hair?
Don't do it. 1, don't box dye your own hair, because if you mess it up, you're going to have the color stripped and then a color put back in. Remember that if you have, like, if your hair is this color and you want it to be lighter, so you go and buy a box of light brown dye, it's not going to turn light brown because color on top of color always makes darker color. You actually have to bleach to lighten. If you're going to lighten, leave it to the professionals. One of my friends went to a professional and had her hair colored maybe like 6-7 months ago and ended up having to cut it off to here because they absolutely fried her hair. It was like twice as long as mine, absolutely gorgeous. And now she's got it bobbed off. It's cute bobbed off, but it's not what she wanted. So if you like your length, don't do it. If you have a short pixie cut, you can grow it back in 2 weeks, whatever, dye it.
I think length has a lot to do with it. If you're the kind of person that your hair grows fast, if your hair is short, if you're willing to lose it, then yeah, you can dye your hair because it'll come back. If you're like me and your hair grows so slow, you could cry, then dyeing your hair is a big deal because your hair is just going to be a shitty color for a really long time.
It depends on what your relationship with your hair is. If you're like, hair is hair and I don't really give a fuck, then totally dye it. Why not? If you're at the point where you can dye it and if you have to change it, you can just change it and you don't really care what happens, then do whatever the hell you want. You are going to have a better time if you wait until you can go to a professional. I mean, speaking from personal experience, both I and Brittany have dyed my hair green by accident multiple times. I've had lots of colors of hair. I've had pink hair. I've had purple hair. I always have fun with it. So if you just want to have fun with it, if you're not that attached to length or look or outcome, then do it.
I would add to that, I'm a person who's obsessed with my hair. My hair should look better for someone who's obsessed with my hair, but this is what it is. I am obsessed with my hair and I just got a COVID haircut because I was going insane and I really wanted to do it. So if it's also just the time for you, if you are thinking, okay, this is the time that I get to dye my hair and then I'm going to go into this job or this thing, or your life is going to change in a way that you think now's the time, let yourself explore a little bit. You could always go for a henna dye or something that's not going to last. Try that first, see if you feel traumatized, and if you don't feel traumatized by a semi-permanent, then go wild.
Just on that henna thing, overtone is also like a semi-permanent that a lot of people are using, and they make them for darker hair colors. I have a friend who just put a rose gold over like a dark brown with some lighter bits, but it looks really nice. It just kind of puts some nice highlights in it somehow. I don't know. Like if you've been growing your hair out forever and you've got this beautiful long hair and it's a really big part of your look and your style and your confidence, probably don't mess with it. You can wait until you can go to a hairstylist who can do it the right way. I probably wouldn't mess with that during this time on my own at all. I've had really long hair. I have done tons of box dye. I've just looked into what I was doing before I've done it. I've stripped my own hair before. I went from having really long hair that I really cared about, to really cutting it all off, having some more freedom with it. And now I don't really care what I do with it because it's only this long and I can grow that back quite quickly.
You also have great hair. You have thick hair. Your hair responds really well to like any kind of dye, stripping, whatever. Your hair is never dried out. It's never shitty. Like you have just really good hair. So you can say that, but Lindsay could shave her head and then next week it would be back to that length again.
As someone who has very garbage hair, I've had people dye my hair blonde professionally and had it crust off into my hands. And they're like, oh, that was a $300 haircut. And now I have hair crust. You can still play, but it's just, you're a little bit more do or die when you do.
My final note is I think Manic Panic washes out. Get a washout dye if you're not 100% committed. I've manicked many a panic, both hair dye and not.
With a large family, do you find it hard to give your cousins, aunts, uncles, mom, and dad, plus dad, all the attention that goes into keeping a family a tight unit?
I actually find it really easy. We have like family group chats where we all send each other like little memes and stuff. It's easy to just like send each other a quick like, ha ha ha, this makes me think of you guys. And I actually think we're really good to keep in touch with each other.
Our whole family is in the same boat. So it's not like our cousins are thinking, oh, geez, they don't really spend enough time on me. They've all got a huge family with a huge amount of cousins too. We all do our best. Like we're all in that exact same position. So it's not like any of us feel like one of us has all the time in the world to have deeper conversations. We do luck out like when we get to be in the same place as other people for a pocket of time. Then we end up like getting to get closer with a cousin. Like I'd say Amelia and Brittany, you guys have had more time with Caitlin, or Heather, you and I have gotten quite a bit more time with like Dawn and Sherry and Kathy and Peter and people like that. Kind of have these nice pockets of time where we get to see people more and kind of get into their lives a little bit more. But overall, I think we all just kind of do our best with our group chats and the ways that we can communicate.
One of the important things is like permission to just kind of wash ashore in each other's lives. It's totally okay to be too busy to talk to your family for a little while and then to say, hey, random question, can you help me with this? Or, oh, I just thought of you and I thought of this memory from when we were 6. How are you doing? And that's all on the table. I think it's when you're in the same place, you just get to enjoy each other, or when you have time, you get to enjoy each other. And then when you're too busy, I think we all respect that.
I'm going to show you guys this. So our cousin Karen sent me this card, and that was a very cute way of staying in touch. I think we just do what we can. We have 32 first cousins, I think. There's not really an expectation that you're talking to all the cousins all the time forever. And that doesn't even include second cousins. And whenever we get to see each other, we're excited. We see each other when we can see each other. We talk when we can talk. And then if we can't, then people are like, oh, I wonder how they're doing. They might check in with mom, or they might check in with someone else. Through the grapevine, you figure out how that person is doing, or you ask yourself.
And with a big family, like we always have someone checking in with us. You know, last week for me, it was Kaylee Rose messaged me saying like, hey, how are you doing? Like, you're so far away. 2 days ago, Lindsay and I had a big FaceTime. There's always somebody there checking in on you, or you're always checking in with anyone.
Final question. What are your deepest, innermost feelings about Canadian tuxedos?
Oh, we should just clarify, a Canadian tuxedo is when you're wearing denim on for your bottom and your top.
They are amazing.
I am a huge fan of Canadian tuxedos. I am all about jean on jean. Dark jean on light jean on dark jean, all a jean, all forever. I'm 100% there.
I agree. I like if it's all the same denim, like a big one piece is really fun. I like it either way. I like a light wash and a dark wash, like mixing it up. Yeah, I'm really pro Canadian tuxedo.
The Canadian tuxedo is a great match as well of being Canadian and also being gay. Canadian tuxedo, like if you could do that arms meme, it would be like Canadian, the gays, denim on denim forever and ever. I would like to add we're obviously fans of denim because how long did that denim dress last in our family?
I thought I still had it, but it turns out I have a different dress.
Brittany, when did you get that denim dress?
I don't know. Heather, you still have the sweater dress too, right? The gray one?
I think the sweater dress moved on this year. I think I finally said goodbye to the sweater dress.
You didn't give it back to me?
Was it going back to you?
Of course! I would have lost weight for that dress. We have 3 family dresses.
Does someone have the Thanksgiving dress?
I have the Thanksgiving dress.
What's the Thanksgiving dress?
The flower dress that I always say is green, but I think it might actually be brown.
It's brown, but it has flowers on it, which is why you think it's green. Okay, yeah, so the family dresses are the sweater dress, which I think I might have gotten rid of last year, which is a crime. The denim dress, which Amelia maybe has, or maybe has a copycat of the denim dress, and the Thanksgiving dress, which now lives with Brittany.
There's no elastic left in it. It is like a Thanksgiving sheet now.
Yes.
It's wonderful. And I got that in maybe like 2006, I would say. The turtleneck, the gray turtleneck dress, I got for my grandmother's birthday when she turned 75. And then the jean dress, I don't remember.
I think there's pictures of you wearing it at the Platter House.
That has been episode 4 of Ask the Raw Squad. If you have questions for us, please enter it in the Google form or comment below. It's been so fun to do this. We really love doing it every week. So please ask us questions and also share and subscribe and do all those things that you're supposed to do on the internet. Thank you guys. Bye.
Bye.